So we are halfway through the first weekend of Warzone 2, and if you're anything like me, you have noticed that there is such a big difference between Warzone 1 and Warzone 2. So in today's video, I want to give you some brilliant Warzone 2 tips and tricks to help you get ahead of the competition, get more wins, and overall improve at Warzone 2 almost immediately. Now, before we go too far into the video, I do just want to remind you guys that I am currently engaged in a ridiculous slap bet with my brother-in-law, whereby he's going to slap me hard in the face if I do not hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you could just find that half a second to smash that subscribe button, me and my face will be eternally grateful. And in return, I promise to give you the best Warzone 2 tips and tricks, as well as uploading the result of the slap bet on New Year's Day. But with that out of the way, let's get on with these incredible tips. Now, the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about is going to be knowing how to deal with vehicles. In the past, in Verdansk especially, vehicles played an absolutely huge role in the end game and could be super annoying. However, in Warzone 2, we have some incredible tools at our disposal that allow us to take care of vehicles and make them less of a nuisance. Now, the first thing that I want to talk to you about is your lethal. Lethal grenades in this game are going to be so important. Whether you're pushing buildings or trying to attack from a different angle, there is one lethal that you want to take over all of the rest, and that is going to be the drill charge, and I'm going to show you why. In the clip behind you, I see a squad in a car. This car could be a serious threat to us because all it takes is for one of them to just hit the interact button and they hop out of the car without you noticing, and then they can mow your whole squad down. So you need to dispose of these vehicles quickly. Now, with the drill charge, it works like a Semtex, whereby it will stick to the vehicle. However, it will drill into the vehicle, and unless the people get out of that car, that means that they will die or get downed inside the vehicle. What this allows for is it gives you the option to either kill them outright or be prepared for them to jump out of the vehicle and dispose of them quickly, making sure that all of your team knows what's going on so that you can focus the enemies. As well as this, another good thing that you can do in Warzone 2 to deal with vehicles is that vehicles now take specific damage to areas of the car. This means that you can shoot out the tires or shoot off the doors. So if there's someone coming in like a Big Bertha, which classically was almost impossible to kill unless you had loads of C4 or RPGs, you can shoot out the tires and completely destroy that vehicle's mobility. If you and your squad mates are fully aware of these mechanics, it should mean that you should never have to fear running into a vehicle in the final circle again, and you should be able to dispose of these guys effectively and quickly. Moving on, the next mechanic that I want to talk about that is going to seriously help you win more games is the interrogation feature. So many people in battle royales are so used to thirsting their downed enemies, whether it's because you want to dispose of that enemy so that they have no chance of coming back, or you just want to make sure that you get that kill because that little number in the right hand corner of your screen is all that makes you feel worth something. Either way, the thing is, if you can help it, try not to thirst the enemies. If an enemy has been stupid enough to push on their own and their squad is back, say 150 meters trying to snipe you from a distance, make sure you do not thirst that enemy. If you go up to a downed enemy, you can interrogate them and it will give you a UAV on all of the rest of their squad, as well as outlining them for a second so you know exactly where they are. This helped us in a match we played yesterday, whereby we interrogated someone and then I was able to quickly dispose of their friend before they could even know what was going on. This mechanic is so strong if you know how to use it. Just make sure your thirsty friends don't thirst every single enemy. Next, I want to talk about ways in which you can get easy loadouts. Now, a lot of people in this game, instead of going for the loadout drops in the middle in like zone 3 or whenever it drops, they're opting to buy their loadouts from the buy stations. Now, obviously you cannot buy your whole loadout, but you can buy your primary weapon and your secondary weapon, which is great. However, this does mean that you are lacking one vital thing: perks, namely Ghost. I am noticing that in final circles in this game, there is hardly anyone using Ghost. This means that if you're smart and you hold a UAV until the end, you can see exactly where the other teams are. Now, there are a number of ways of getting your perks and getting your loadouts, and one of the main ways of doing this is attacking strongholds. However, a lot of people are shying away from this because it seems like it makes a massive target on your head, and it's very obvious what you're doing, so a lot of other teams will come and third party you. However, did you know that as soon as anyone has cleared out a stronghold, you will be able to go into that stronghold and get your own loadout? This means you can get all of the reward with none of the risk of these strongholds. Just make sure that the other team has already left and that the building is clear beforehand, because if the team is nearby, they will have a UAV around that location. So just be careful, but this is a super easy and consistent way to get your loadouts whilst maintaining an element of stealth and not giving your position away to the whole entire lobby. Next, I want to talk about how you start your games. I did mention this this in a video yesterday where I was talking about how to get your solo wins, but it rings true for squads, trios, or duos as well, and that is to make sure you choose safecrackers. Now, it's no secret that in Warzone of old, scavengers were the best thing to do. However, I'm not sure why, but it seems like in Warzone 2, probably because the little icons are different, no one quite knows what each of the contracts are. This means that there isn't going to be so many hot drops around scavengers or safecrackers in this instance, but what you can do is send one of your teammates down to pick up the objective, and usually these objectives are quite far away from where you pick up the contract. This means that the people who are left still in the air can fly straight down, and you'll be able to get upwards of like $10,000 to $15,000 before the last person's even jumped out the fucking plane. Honestly, make sure you get these safecrackers and get them quickly so that you can get your gun as soon as possible, and this means that you're going to be able to absolutely dominate the early game. And then finally, I just want to say, if you're serious about getting wins and you really want to take Warzone 2 seriously, I would highly suggest that you turn off proximity chat, or at least turn it to push to talk. I cannot count the amount of times where I've been running around looting and I've heard someone talking to their teammate in proximity chat. This is such a massive disadvantage you are putting yourself at if everyone in the lobby can hear you. There will be no sneaking up on people because you won't be able to give comms effectively if you're worried about people hearing you. I know it's fun and I know it's amazing to be able to talk to all these people, but realistically the Call of Duty community is full of fucking old men dropping hard R's and no one needs to hear that anyway. So if you seriously want to get more wins, turn that shit off and I promise you'll have a better experience for it. And that about sums it up for today's Warzone 2 tips and tricks. I really hope that some of you found these useful. Now look, I have been getting a lot of comments saying that a lot of people know these tips, but the fact of the matter is a lot of people don't. And if you do know some of these tips, that's absolutely fine. And what I want you guys to do is drop your own tips down below in the comments so that we can help as many people as possible. But anyway, for those of you who have watched my videos for a while, you'll know that I love to see you who sticks around until the end. So if you're still here, by answering this question down in the comments. Would you rather win a game of Warzone with 0 kills or come second with 10 kills? Anyway, that's it from me today. I'm Average Joel. Peace.